This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
The interaction that's going on is not healthy, it's not good for our kids, and it's really, really bad for the community.
It's an issue countless communities are facing across central Indiana. Abandoned homes leading to crime and other problems. Good evening to you. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starantino. An RTV6 story inspired people in one East Side neighborhood to reach out with concerns about abandoned houses after several break-ins.
RTV6's Graham Hunter is talking to neighbors and city officials about what's being done to address this growing problem.
Neighbors here on the east side are telling us they're having a problem with break-ins and they're tired of having their stuff stolen. While we were talking to them tonight, we ran into a man whose home was broken into last week. He had tracked down his stolen trailer to this front yard.
What is this? My trailer. Be stolen last month and I find it today.
We first met Francisco Gonzalez last week after he had a break-in in his garage.
They called the police.
A month earlier, his trailer was stolen, and after police showed up, confirmed that it was his, they let him take it home. Police on scene said they would write down serial numbers on some of the other items in the yard to see if they were also stolen.
That's like 2 blocks from my house.
It's a troubling reality to find his stolen property so close to home.
I personally have been broken into 3 times.
Misty Allen lives around the corner from where the trailer was found.
If a house is abandoned and you can't figure out who it belongs to, they just kind of take it over.
Several neighbors we've talked to over the last week expressed concern that people living in abandoned homes are behind some of the crime.
We found, personal property in some of these abandoned houses.
Now she's hoping for change.
We need to get this all cleaned up. I mean, something really needs to happen around here.
Change, the Grace Tuxedo Neighborhood Association discussed Monday night at its monthly meeting.
Cleaning up and stopping the burglaries, the break-ins.
William Callahan says one of the biggest issues has been contacting the owners of abandoned properties to get permission for police to enforce trespassing, but he has an idea.
Actually forcing the owner of a property to have a listed address and a phone number where they can be reached.
Reporting from the Near East Side, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
City officials tell RTV6 if you think an abandoned home needs attention, you can report it to the Mayor's Action Center or to your city county councilor and say if someone is living in an abandoned home, you should call police.
Now to the forecast. Here's a live look across central Indiana from our Weather Now network. Kevin joins us now. Will our break from the rain continue, Kevin?
Yes, a beautiful Tuesday on the way. That's the good news. If you've been out this evening, temperature still comfortable. We had our high of 74. All that late day sunshine foreshadowing all the sunshine on our way tomorrow. 74 a little earlier. We're at 63 right now. The sky is clear and temperatures are falling off rather quickly because the wind has calmed down. We had wind gusts over 30 miles per hour earlier in the day, and the air is dry with that humidity so low. Maybe you have the windows open right now, let some fresh air in. May close those by morning though, as temperatures will be quite cool. Upper 40s in a few spots in the outlying areas, otherwise 52 for Indy. That's the way we start the morning. By noon, 76. There's your afternoon high tomorrow with sunshine. Some changes start to arrive as we get to the middle of the week. We'll talk about that shortly.
I couldn't imagine coming out here right now and wanting to have a moment with my loved one and seeing their headstone tipped over right now. That would break my heart.
Today marks 2 weeks since tornadoes blew through central Indiana. Many people are still picking up the pieces around their homes, and they don't have time to clean up the sacred space where their loved ones are laid to rest. That's why some volunteers like Mindy Clenderen are stepping up to clear damage at a cemetery in Huntsville.
We saw that there was a lot of damage here and just kind of jumped in to help. We're able-bodied, we had chainsaws, and nobody here could really speak for themselves or do anything for themselves, so it's where we decided to put in our work. We were moving debris and somebody came and put flowers on a gravesite. So I have seen that, and people need to be able to do that.
RTV6 is working to learn who owns the cemetery. If you would like to help the cleanup efforts, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Backlash is growing over animal abuse caught on camera at a northern Indiana farm.
What do we want? Fair land shutdown! What do we want? Fair land shutdown!
Animal rights activists in Atlanta are calling for a nationwide boycott of Coca-Cola over its association with Fair Oaks Farms. RTV6 first showed you undercover video at the center of the controversy last week. Fair Oaks Farms is a supplier for Fairlife milk products, which are distributed by Coke. Fair Oaks is the largest dairy producer in Indiana and a popular tourist destination. Today we learned that 3 people are now criminally charged in that case. You can read more about the aftermath of that video, including steps being taken to prevent future abuse, by clicking on this story in the RTV6 app.
Carmel leaders want to know what you think about vaping in public before making a decision on the issue. Now tonight, a city council committee postponed a vote to regulate electronic cigarettes. The proposal would broaden the definition of smoking to include vaping. It would also ban e-cigs from all public places in Carmel, including libraries, schools, laundromats, malls, and sports arenas. Advocates in favor of the regulation say e-cigs are more harmful than advertised.
E-cigarettes are kind of new to the scene. We're finding as we do more and more research just how dangerous they are, just how addictive.
The council will hold another committee meeting on the issue and open it to public comment before taking a vote.
New at 11, a warning about a string of bold break-ins in Fishers, burglars getting in by kicking down front doors. Friday, police responded to 4 break-ins in the Reveal apartment complex near 116th and Cumberland. In each case, the tenants were not home. Several items are reported missing, and police have not made any arrests in the case. Investigators are asking anyone with information to call 317-595-3300. Fishers is launching a new program to help better protect public parks, and they need your help. Park Watch is a partnership between Fishers Police, the Parks Department, and the community. It's similar to a neighborhood watch program. People who already use parks will monitor for suspicious activity. Members of the Fishers Running Club are already volunteering.
We have members all over Fishers, so we're going to try to spread the word, as you drive by, walk by, run by, just kind of take a peek. If you have the time, walk through. If you see something, say something. That's simple.
The Fishers police chief says violent crime is not common in parks, but investigators do see vandalism and other crime at parks across the city.
Tomorrow, volunteers will make Indianapolis cleaner and safer. The health department is organizing a cleanup effort in neighborhoods near safe syringe sites. Those areas are around Brookside Community Church on North Olney Street and near the Damien Center on North Arsenal Avenue. The Marion County Health Department director proposed the needle exchange program last year due to what she called an alarming increase in hepatitis C cases and a potential surge in HIV cases. Also tomorrow, the new director of the Indianapolis Housing Agency will give an update on the status of the organization. This week marks the 100-day milestone since John Hall took over as executive director. Call 6 Investigate spent more than a year exposing problems within IHA, including issues with finances and a rise in crime on several properties.
Tenants at an apartment on the south side of Indianapolis are asking RTV6 for help. They say they're forced to dodge dangerous potholes in the complex. You can see big chunks of pavement missing there as soon as you drive into the crossroads at South Green Apartments off Thompson Road near Southeast Street. One resident who did not want to share her identity tells RTV6 the apartment complex is not fixing the potholes. She says the rocky roads forced her to replace the tires on her car, but she's more concerned about safety.
Best way to get through here is to stay up against the edge of the carports and the cars. So if you come up and you stay real close to them, you can miss most of them, but then you got to take the chance of one of these little kids running out in between the cars.
Management tells RTV6 they're working to address the issue, but it's been too wet to fill the potholes right now.
A proposal to help people living in food deserts will go before the full Indianapolis City County Council next month, but some people who are supposed to benefit from the plan say it's not the kind of help they want. Mayor Joe Hogsett announced new ideas to address food insecurity at his State of the City address last month, including subsidizing Lyft rides to grocery stores and developing an app to help people find places to get fresh food. But many neighbors say those things are not the right approach.
Really, the Lyft program, and then the app. The first thing we all said about the app was, who doesn't Google? And if you're going to have an app, that means that you have either a computer or a phone, right?
I think the reaction for most of us was, you're doing this to help move people out of the area instead of supporting and keeping them in the area and developing a plan of sustainability for the area versus a quick fix, which is not quick and is not going to last long.
RTV6 took those concerns to the city's Director of Public Health and Safety. He says the lack of grocery stores and food deserts is also frustrating for the city.
The city is constantly working to find ways to bring those type of stores to neighborhoods, but at the same time, the city doesn't have control over businesses, and if a business chooses based on its own market decisions that it has to close a store, our job is, and I think that what this proposal shows, is that we try to be responsive with innovative ways to address those type of lack of access to food in those neighborhoods.
Many opponents to the new proposal plan on attending the next council meeting. The full council is scheduled to vote on the issue on July 15th. David Ortiz, better known as Big Papi, is back in Boston. Coming up, the latest on his condition and reaction from the sports world.
And a recession-proof industry is in desperate need of workers. Ahead in hiring Hoosiers, the perks of being a plumber. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
Only on RTV6. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Welcome back. New at 11, beloved baseball star David Ortiz is now receiving treatment in Boston after getting shot in the Dominican Republic. An ambulance with a police escort took him to the hospital. ABC's Danya Backus has the latest on his condition and the investigation.
Won't you please join
tonight in Boston?
A moment of reflection, thought, and prayer for a complete healing and a full recovery for our beloved Big Papi.
The Red Sox honoring baseball royalty David Ortiz, known affectionately as Big Papi. Ortiz is back in Boston after being rushed from the Dominican Republic to the U.S. by an air ambulance chartered by the Red Sox after being shot at a Santo Domingo nightclub.
Our focus right now, our exclusive focus, is on his health and well-being.
The attack was caught on surveillance video showing the moment he was hit and fell to the floor. The gunman seen approaching Ortiz from behind, shooting him once in the back. Doctors say the bullet exited through his abdomen and they had to remove parts of his intestines and liver. Despite that, his father says Big Papi will be around for a long time. One suspect, 25-year-old Eddie Garcia, was arrested near the scene after witnesses captured and beat him. Authorities believe another suspect may still be at large. Ortiz is a celebrated sports figure in Boston, winning 3 World Series with the Red Sox, named MVP in 2 of them. Fellow athletes voicing their support for Ortiz.
This is a guy that's beloved throughout the sport and throughout sports in general, and we just wish him a speedy recovery.
When it comes to the suspect, authorities say it is not clear if he shot Ortiz or was an accomplice. Authorities have still not released a motive. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A helicopter crash on a Manhattan skyscraper is already raising safety concerns about regulations. The hard landing destroyed the helicopter and killed the pilot. Tonight he's being identified as Tim McCormick, a certified flight instructor and former volunteer fire chief. Authorities say the helicopter was being used for an executive travel trip. The helicopter struck a 750-foot tall building just before 1:45 this afternoon. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio says it is not clear why the helicopter went down.
Look, we don't know what happened and why it happened. This is very unusual. The FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board are going to look at this. It certainly begs the question of whether we need tighter regulations of the use of helicopters in densely populated areas. But we don't know what was going on with this individual. We see nothing criminal, thank God, but we don't know what was going on with him.
As you just heard there, the crash is not believed to be intentional. No injuries are reported, but the accident still triggered memories of 9/11 for many people.
We heard a loud whizzing sound of a motor, and then we heard a crash and actually felt the crash as well. We looked out the window, we saw a bunch of smoke and debris, and then we just all ran. We ran down 36 flights as soon as we could.
We kind of felt the whole floor kind of like shake, and it felt like someone was standing next to you and kind of like just gave you a hard shove. You could smell the smell of smoke.
Moderate to heavy rain was falling when the crash happened. According to CNN reports, the pilot was waiting out the weather, but for some reason decided it was okay to take flight.
A murder suspect caught on surveillance video skipping away from the crime scene is scheduled to be sentenced later this month. Desi Thomas Jr. agreed to plead guilty last week. He's charged with murdering a convenience store clerk at Troy and Lyndhurst 5 years ago. Police say Thomas demanded money before shooting and killing Harry Briggs. The prosecutor's office released a statement saying in part, quote, "This resolution meets the wishes of the Briggs family and provides finality on the lengthy process of this criminal matter."
Someone is targeting a vacant home on the east side of Indianapolis, and investigators are asking for help finding who's responsible. Firefighters say a fire Sunday at East New York and North Bradley Avenue was set on purpose. Crews were called to a fire at the same home on June 2nd. Investigators are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 317-262-TIPS.
Now to Hiring Hoosiers, connecting you to job opportunities across central Indiana.
If you're looking for long-term career opportunities, the plumbing industry needs a new generation of workers.
So the reason I decided to get in contact with you was that right now there's a deficiency in the plumbing trade.
Justin Dorsey Plumbing in Danville reached out to RTV6 about the desperate need for plumbers. Managers have tried different measures to get the word out about his job openings, even offering bonuses to staffers who help bring someone on board to work as a plumber. The company is looking for experienced plumbers or those who are ready to explore a new career option.
For all intents and purposes, guaranteed job security. I mean, no matter what happens in the economy, people are still going to need to flush the toilet. They're going to still need running, clean water in their homes. And we're able to provide those services and fulfill those needs when people either can't do that or don't have it where they need it. So it's a great trade. It's a great field to get into.
Many Indiana companies are offering apprenticeship programs and tuition reimbursement so applicants can attend classes and get paid while on the job. Licensed plumbers in Indiana typically earn between $54,000 to $80,000 a year to start, but many field techs quickly advance to earn a six-figure salary. For more information on the open positions at Justin Dorsey Plumbing or to see other companies accepting apprentices, click on the links to this story at hiringhoosiers.com.
If your job search is geared towards something temporary, working at the State Fair might be for you. You can learn more about positions available at a job fair tomorrow afternoon. It goes from 4 to 6 at the fairgrounds. The State Fair runs from August 2nd through the 18th. More than 1,000 seasonal jobs will be available. And I can't believe we're already talking about the State Fair.
It is coming, just a couple of months away.
Can you imagine if tomorrow started the State Fair with the kind of weather we've got in the forecast?
It wouldn't be fair weather.
Perfect.
You think so?
Do I look deflated?
It would be wonderful.
No, you look energized.
It was not the outcome I wanted in the basketball game. I'm not going to tell you who won if you didn't see it because Dave will be here, but it wasn't the team I was rooting for. Okay. I'll let you guess who it might be. As you look to the East Coast, to Sunday's rain, and the rain we had this morning is now way to the east, and the big blue H on the weather map means for us another dry 24 hours, if not longer. I think really late Wednesday night into Thursday is when we're more likely to see our next chance for rain, and that will lead to even cooler temperatures. Here's the big tumble. Temperatures tomorrow close to 80. We back off a little bit Wednesday, and then they fall to their coolest levels on Thursday. Temperatures during the day tomorrow, they'll start cool. Some spots in the upper 40s, Indianapolis, lower 50s. By the time we get to noon, about 73 degrees. Lots of sunshine in the afternoon and not nearly as windy. That'll be the nice thing, to have the wind under 10 miles per hour across the state tomorrow. Upper 70s even to the north, to the south. Lots of sunshine. 81 is our average high, as I mentioned, this time of year, and we're falling just short of that. Won't be until next weekend that we actually get temperatures that climb back above the 80-degree mark. Middle of the week, Wednesday, clouds will be returning, but I think the rain will hold off until we get to Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Rain and some thunderstorms. Temperatures will start warmer, as you can see, on Wednesday as well. Here are the high temperatures around central Indiana, ultimately determined by how quickly the clouds fill in and kind of cut off the afternoon heating. As far as our rain chances, limited through the morning and afternoon. This is 1 o'clock Wednesday, still some sunshine. By the time we get to the evening hours, an isolated shower or thunderstorm. By 11, you start to see the rain lining up in western Indiana and eastern portions of Illinois. I'll stop this at 4 in the morning. The evidence of overnight rain will be there as you head off to work on Thursday morning, even though that first batch is starting to pull away. Very cool as we get to Thursday, 25-mile-per-hour gusts and temperatures again. They'll be in the 60s. for afternoon highs. Here's your 7-day planner. Temperatures over the next 7 days bounce around quite a bit. Their coolest Thursday at 66. Their warmest over the weekend, but rain chances come back up Saturday and Sunday.
Did you hear, Dave, that Kevin is not happy with the outcome tonight?
I was disappointed.
It was about 11 o'clock, like an hour ago. I was thinking, do I have a cup of coffee or do I not? What do I do?
How long
Half
is
cup. Half cup. We'll show you what happened in Toronto. He's not happy. Simon Pagenaud, he's pretty happy. He had a big day today.
Yeah, he did.
Trudy, today was an honor to represent the Indianapolis 500 at the White House, and as a Frenchman to fly the French flag so high in such a historical place was phenomenal.
Yeah, this sort of thing hasn't happened in a while, so a big deal for the IndyCar Series, certainly a big deal for Simon. The Sports Sector Spotlight with the news at 11.
At Ross, yes for less.
Well, the reason we've gathered so late tonight, Game 5 NBA Finals, Raptors trying to close out the series. Kevin Durant with his first playing time in the finals. Didn't last long, though. Re-aggravated that calf issue in the second quarter. Done after 11 points in 12 minutes. Left the floor, left the arena, probably done for the season. Great game, though. Toronto fought their way back, but the Splash Brothers seal it. Steph Curry, 3 of his 31. Klay Thompson, 3 of his 26. Kyle Lowry's potential game winner didn't fall in the end, and Golden State forces a Game 6, 106-105. It comes up Thursday night back here on RTV6 and ABC. Well, good evening to you. It's been a few weeks now since Simon Pagenaud won the Indianapolis 500, but just ask past winners. The Victory Tour lasts a while, and today it was a stop at 1600 Pennsylvania, a presidential moment in tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight. Everything's put in its proper place, from rolling out the BorgWarner Trophy to the race-winning car and every member of Simon Pagenaud's crew. The White House press corps also getting a taste of IndyCar history, and the final piece, the arrival of President Trump.
Simon, I just want to congratulate you. That was something incredible.
The president says he watched the race on TV if for no other reason than a fellow businessman.
The great Roger Penske. Nobody liked it.
Roger celebrating a record 18th Indy 500 win as Simon presents an autographed helmet.
So I could use it for them. Makes my life easy.
It's not the first time a sitting president has congratulated the Indy 500 champ. The last to do it was President Bush, who honored Sam Hornish back in 2006. And the last formal presentation of the race-winning car was Buddy Rice in 2004. But this moment, not lost on Pagenaud.
I would just like to say that it is, as a Frenchman, it's such an honor to represent my country here today in the biggest race in the world, and especially being invited to come to the White House with Mr. President Trump is a phenomenal achievement, but it's also an honor for my whole team, Team Penske, the entire organization. Very proud to be here today.
Part of the visit, a trip to the Oval Office. Pictures you just don't get to take every day, although Roger could get used to the honor.
And Roger's been my friend for many years. We know each other well, and just every year it's another one, another one.
To me, it's all about team, and certainly it couldn't be done without the people behind us. And I want to thank you for your team, what you're doing for our country, the people that are in our military, and certainly first responders. Thank you very much.
Simon Pagenaud wins the 103rd running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race.
There'll be a few more perks that come with winning the 500, but none quite like this one.
The job that Simon did, if you saw that, that was talent and it was a lot of courage.
Meanwhile, the series rolls on. Week off this week, then back at it June 23rd when they hit the road course at Road America up in Wisconsin. Finally tonight, first and foremost, from the Pacers, Miles Turner. Today, another sign of just how much this kid has developed. Miles, one of just 20 players selected in the August training camp, which will be used to select the U.S. men's national team, which will play for the World Cup down in Australia later that month. Plus, it's just an excuse to show you that tomahawk jam for the playoffs today. One of my faves. Anyway, the 20 will be whittled down to 12. With the final team announced August 17th. Former North Central and IU star Eric Gordon also a finalist on that team. And Game 6 of the NBA Finals Thursday. Back here in RTV6 and ABC. I'll bring the coffee.
All right, you ready for that, Kevin?
That time.
Yeah, he's ready.
We'll be right back.
Screen, communicating opportunities.
A Central Indiana family is one step closer to having a house to call home. Today, more than 100 volunteers with the Colts organization and Stanley Security started construction on a Habitat for Humanity home. This is the 9th annual Habitat for Humanity panel build sponsored by the Colts. Everyone lending a helping hand.
If you can build in the rain, you can build in sunshine. Tomorrow will be a better day.
All right.
We're looking
forward to that. It looked like it was raining there.
It was raining there.
It's good discipline. Exercise.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news.
Have a good evening. GMI comes your way at 4:30.